So usually melodramatically, a YouTuber will put out a channel announcement to whatever, alert the subscribers. But it's always a dilemma when you want to grow on YouTube that you have to try to maintain your core audience, but grow it, but never lose your core audience. So I would assume the core audience liked these various topics, and I'm going to try to be more balanced because I promised people. So yes, I will finish up reviewing Dune Prophecy. I will get back to Wheel of Time. Things have already been recorded. They have to be edited, and a few more things. But let us get to the main topic. And again, I really didn't cover these people for a while, but and it's not just the views, by the way. People might say, "Well, it's just about the money. You're no better." No, it got personal, and I will reveal that in due time. I will give a preview to channel members, but there's special reasons I don't like Brett and Marissa and the whole SPTV clown show. It got a little bit more personal. I want to be clear. Also, guys, I just literally put out a video that's not monetized. I put out quite a few things that are not monetized, but we'll put that aside. And let's start off with a celebration. So I want to start off positive that yeah, the Scoville Lifeboat is really in trouble. Now I did an update only a few days ago on the massive drop in viewership, and I guesstimated like Scoville's really core audience is probably no bigger than 150 people. Like a video by his that does really well will now get guesstimating 40 to like 120 likes. So 120 to 150 is the high point. Now, this is a channel months. We're not even talking years. We're not even talking. This is like 2.5 months ago. Would routinely get 500, 600, 1,000 likes. And the videos would get pushed out to 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 views. That was the norm. Like 2 to 3,000. He's down to less than 500 views. Well, and I'm sort of in the similar, no pun intended, boat. Like, I actually did a video recently that got about over 700 views. So some of my better videos do way better than him. Even if I get only like 12, 13 likes, my videos will get like 800 views sometimes. Versus him getting 30, 40 likes, he's lucky if he gets like 300 to 400 people. And the lives have been totally destroyed. Like if you try to catch his lives, he'll have like maybe 12, 15 people. Now for me, that's great. That's a good day for me. For him, this is a massive drop off. And some of the comments are also deceptive. For instance, sometimes you will have the same person commenting 4 or 5 times. So there is no doubt about it. This channel is really now for its very hardcore audience. And only a video here or there or a live here or there will get beyond 500 views and will attract more than its super hardcore base. And that is where it is. It even dropped below 25,000 subscribers. Now, Scoville being Scoville, he exaggerated. He said, "Oh, I've lost 5,000 people." He didn't lose 5,000 people. The channel never got to, as far as I know, officially 30,000. It was close. It was close to 30,000 subscribers. But as far as I know, it reached a very high point, like to 28, 29,000. But yeah, I mean, even I, who was, well, I don't like this guy, but even I was pessimistic we could get even to 25,000. He's dropped below that. So yeah, the channel has been pretty much destroyed. No super chats. He does get a few likes here and there. He gets some engagement. And that is where. And by the way, if you think you guys are being so unfair, he's just a little YouTuber trying to. What about you, buddy? No, his brother has a channel with over 100,000 subscribers. He's literally in the family have a brother, right? He has a brother that has a massive YouTube channel. And to be fair to him, he's doing slightly better. He does get normal 500, 600, 700 views. That channel is 6 times or more than the Scoville channel, the Lifeboat channel. So even with a friendly channel that has over 100,000 subscribers, yeah, Brett is facing a very hard time. He's facing a very hard time. Well, sad panda for him. So I don't feel sorry for him. He deserves what he gets. However, now we have to get past the celebration because the numbers are very delightful. That if you were here to destroy his channel, that channel has been decimated. And I think it was fair. I don't think, for the most part, we lied. I think, for the most part, it was a fair takedown. It was a fair look at his record and the lying and the fraud and the conning. But again, it's not in my self-interest because, and listen, it's fine. I have no issue doing pancakes. So clearly a part of the audience only wants bad, stupid hate videos. And that's fine. That's the market. But if we're going to go down that path, we should at least have one last bout of honesty. So Scoville put out 2 videos, but one of it was more sustained. And they both got like 1,000 views. And as usual, he didn't name names, but he hinted that some of his critics were racists. Well, he's not talking about me. I mean, it wouldn't even make any sense. I'm Hispanic. Are some Hispanic racists? Sure. But I think, pretty generally held very strong anti-racist views, anti-Nazi views, anti-fascist views. In fact, one of my Twitter names was even, it was in the name, was anti-Nazi. But I wanted to do something to honor the victims of Scientology, so I changed the name. So I don't think he's talking about me. So I'm forced to be a little honest here, perhaps for the last time, because, it is what it is that the anti-Scoville cause has become more and more corrupt. It is what it is. So let's get blunt. I guess he's talking about his former associates with FTG, Chase, the whole chili community, the pepper community. I'm not really a part of that community, so I want to be very careful and be good faith. But this is the dilemma. When you get caught and you get exposed by your friends, for whatever reason, both sides are going to go for the gun. They're going to go for the strongest ammunition to destroy the other side. And I think it's fair to say both sides, it looks really bad. So the nicest construction is that Scoville, and again, he has many associates. I'm not talking about them. I'm not talking about Casper. I'm not talking about Sam. There are good people he dealt with. We're not talking about those people. Even people who are, just YouTubers who did commentary. Like, one of them is really nice. Like, Esoterica. I have no issue with Esoterica. She unfortunately did do a thing with Scoville, but Bryce is a very good person. So there are civilians. But it's clear that for whatever reason, he and his brother tried to pivot away from the Chile community to become whatever, bigger online celebrities, hook up with these ex-Scientology women, become Hollywood celebrities, whatever. They moved away from that community. So I thought, good faith, they were getting exposed, which they are. They are con artists. But it seems really there was this internal civil war with this very radical right-wing culture, which I'm like, what? Well, there we go. I didn't know the Chile community was so right-wing, but there we are. So, 2 things can be true. I think some people, good faith, like Goot, they may be very right-wing, but they were exposing Scoville for the right reason. Now other people are having a lot of doubts. And I just wish they were more upfront. But I guess being more upfront, both sides would have been embarrassed. So the Scoville brothers have on their side a really ugly case, right, where Brett victimized an underage victim, and his brother is not much better. He's a lifelong con artist and a thief. That's them. Now, on the other side, apparently we have, well, there's no nice way of putting it, neo-Nazis and radical right-wing racists. There are good people on both sides. Like, not everyone with Marissa is an animal. Not everyone's a demon. There are good people. So we got to be careful not to, right, falsely accuse good people. But it is what it is. There may be good people mixed in these cultures, but that is the culture. So on the one side, we've got con artists and predators. And on the other side, we've got radical right-wing activists and Nazis. And they both just had this civil war go on between them, and they've both been very careful not to say the whole truth. And that's where we are. So does Scoville have real evidence that either Goot or Knife Hoarder or the FTG people are hardcore racists? Not just racists, they're hardcore racists. Well, he's hinting he does. But he didn't name any names. He didn't give me any receipts. So the rule of this channel is no receipts. That's a rumor. But is it a rumor with credibility? Yes. We have to be honest. He does have credibility here. The dilemma, of course, would be, well, wait a minute. How do you know these people? Those were his people. They were his friends. So does that mean Scoville's a racist? I've never seen that. However, we can't be naive. So it seems at the very best, he was friends with racists and tolerated that racism. But when he tried to be a big celebrity, his racist friends backstabbed him, and we are where we are today. And that's where we are. That's the fairest judgment I can have on both sides. So I will continue to expose Scoville, but if he does have a receipt, I will give you guys the receipt. He doesn't have a receipt yet, but these are credible accusations. So both sides have credible accusations. With Scoville, we have some solid paperwork. And on the other side, we do have some paperwork. So that's where we are. So I think that's the nicest construction. We have predators and con artists on one side and radical right-wing people and some racist Nazis on the other. But we also have a lot of good people on both sides. Make of that what you will, but that's where we are.